The first principle of logo design development is simplicity. When we achieve simplicity, we give way to the other crucial principles, which are memorability, timelessness, versatility, and appropriateness. Because of this, simplicity is the all-important principle of logo design. Regardless, if we assume this principle to be a given, it's really something we must pay whole attention to. Simplicity shouldn't be confused with ease. Achieving simplicity can often be a challenging task. The most important thing is that we attain it. We should always keep the common KISS principle in mind, standing for Keep It Simple Stupid. A logo design should stand prominently. It should be effective in communicating its essence at a glance. Tying in with the subject of simplicity is the principle of memorability. A memorable logo is a simple logo. It's our aim to capture the attention of the audience by way of an image and have it ingrained in their memory. This is achieved by keeping complexity to an absolute minimum. The form should be distinctive and clear. With these conditions met, we create a memorable image. With a memorable image, we establish effective branding. We implant the image into the minds of the perceiver, and it's recalled and recognised. Reflectively, what the logo actually symbolises becomes part of that memory. The memorable logo creates memorable subject matter. A great logo should function today, tomorrow, and in years to come. Trends come and go. We're not bound to the rules of the time. The most important aspects are to be original and to stand out from the crowd. And we do this in a way which will never force the logo into having to be rehashed frequently. Again, simplicity is a factor here. Simplicity limits the aspects which are prone to aging. Simplicity at this time is seemingly future-proof. The one thing to avoid is prominent traits of trends which have came about and of course disappeared. The key to timelessness is innovative, original but simple design employing solid, simple colour. It's pinnacle that we consider the versatility of the logos we develop. Firstly, we design in vector, which should go without saying. This allows the artwork to be enlarged without loss of clarity, and it also allows us to cut out shapes from various materials for the logo. With regards to the main point of design, however, we need to refer back to simplicity. A piece of vector artwork can only be versatile if it is simple. A cluster of 1,000,000 anchor points will not allow a logo to be cut cleanly from any material. Therefore, the form of the logo must be simple, with well-defined lines, curves, and a minimal amount of anchor points. Small application benefits from these same traits. With these points in mind, when we design a logo, the priority is form. Colour is secondary. When we come to colour, we ensure that the correct colour system is used in accordance with the client's requirements, whether it be CMYK, Pantone or RGB. A good logo is only effective too if it can be displayed effectively in black and white, reversed or in a single colour. With every point covered herein, we can develop a versatile logo which can be applied anywhere. When we design a logo, whilst it's important for it to stand out, it still needs to be appropriate for its purpose. This means that the logo must not look out of place amongst competitors. Instead, the logo should ideally look the best of the bunch without being too odd or too outlandish. A logo can adhere to this rule by featuring abstract images or text only. An important rule of thumb is that the logo needn't feature literal depictions of its nature. If we're designing a logo for a fast food chain, the logo needn't show a burger, for instance. Likewise, if we're designing a logo for a car company, the logo needn't show a car. Although sometimes literal depictions do feature in many logos quite effectively, In a lot of cases, a literal depiction can tarnish a design and make it less professional due to cliché. In a similar manner, even the company name, which the client often decides upon, also doesn't have to describe what kind of entity the logo represents. A logo should only be an associative symbol of an established business or a business which is to become established. The logo doesn't make a successful business. A successful business gives strength to its logo, which is its identification. Proper use of mood boards are a brilliant way of collecting and reviewing competitor logos to see how you can design your logo to fit in appropriately. There may be a number of design trends which have surfaced and came into effect in logo design in the past and present. It could be said that these trends are essentially hearsay forms of design. One person does it, the next person does it too. Arguably, it is felt as the correct thing to do at the time. This is true of art on the whole, comparable to expressionism, cubism and surrealism, to name but a few examples. Whether copying an art style is a positive thing or not is perhaps up for debate generally, but there are some crucial points to note on the focus of a logo design. Having reviewed the key principles of logo design, you might question as to why some well-established brands and professional designers go against the grain of the proposed rules. You may come across quality logo designs, sometimes for notable businesses that are not simple. Those logos lacking in their simplicity may not be as memorable as one which is simple. Due to those points, those logos perhaps won't stand the test of time. The logos may be so complex they cannot be used anywhere but on screen or on paper. The complications of the design make it impossible to manufacture the logo from cut-out materials, as one example. As another example, there may simply be complications in the use of colour, where colour, or colours in the case of gradients, are used as the separating entity, in which all meaning is lost when the logo is subject to a single colour. So ask yourself the question, what would be the outcome if any of these logo examples which you see were to be reduced in size, coloured a single colour, or cut out from sheet steel for a shop front? A proficient logo designer should be able to identify with the answers and be able to judge instantly why such design solutions perhaps would be inappropriate with regards to meeting the criteria. Of course, the view would depend upon how much a person values the rules which are laid out and how relevant they are to a particular project. In most cases, however, those proposed principles of simplicity, memorability, timelessness, versatility and appropriateness are without question applicable to a logo design which is to have potential to be used to its full effect universally. And it's this type of logo which we should, by default, always aim to create.